Welcome to second hour, 6th grade math. Today I am going to be putting our notes on paper the exact same way I would put them on the whiteboard if I was standing in front of you guys. Okay, I have started out my notes for this entire chapter, and I will keep these as a paper copy. If you want them, let me know. Send me an email to ccouty@marionunit2.org, and I can get you a copy of these notes. Okay? Now, I have started chapter 1. I've put my title. It's Intro to Decimals. It's very, very, very much intro, and it's mostly review because I don't want to jump into something and you guys feel lost when you didn't cover it last year. So I looked at your Easy CBM little probe quizzes that you took yesterday, and I'm very impressed. Your scores, I mean, I know you guys didn't get hundreds, but considering we haven't really been in school since March, you guys still passed. Most of you did. And even the ones of you that didn't pass, you almost did. For being out of school that long, I was impressed. That was much better than my students did last year. And they were out, normal summer months. So I just wanted to tell you guys that, and I'm very proud of how hard you worked and the effort that you put in. That really impressed me. So I have written out the lessons that we're going to do. All of this stuff over here, you don't have to worry about it. It's the Common Core standards. I just go ahead and put them in case, they're needed. Let's see if I can make that a little clearer for you guys. The lines on my screen look like they're moving. Let me try. Okay. Oops. I forgot to turn off my phone, so sorry. Well, maybe if I turn on, let me try turning on this LED light. Maybe that is definitely not the problem. It's still there. And now my 7 o'clock alarm's going off. I'm sorry, guys. Well, maybe I'll just leave it and keep going. That way I don't make you sit through all that. All right, so my second page of notes, I've already titled Chapter 1, Lesson 1, Numerical Expressions. To begin this lesson on numerical expressions, we are going to discuss what operations are before we even get to actual numerical expressions. So if I was at the board, I would write down operations or operation. I'd underline it in my marker. I'm going to highlight it here. Operations. It's a little bit closer for you guys so you can see it a little better. Okay, operations. So operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so this is how I would write this on the board. If I was taking notes in class, if I was a student, I would not write out the word addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I would come next to operations and I would write this: add, comma, subtract, comma, multiply, comma, divide. Just because it's quicker and honestly, for me, it's easier to see this than to have to slow down and read all of this. Okay, so operations are add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Okay, so on to a few words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. This is also going to be a question on your assignment for today after this lesson. Okay, so on your homework, I'm going to set it up how it's going to look on your Google form, because I think the first time you see the Google form, you might be a little bit confused. Okay, the Google form is going to say addition, subtraction. I'm going to abbreviate subtraction, along with multiplication, I'm abbreviating, and division. Okay, it's going to have that across the top, and then it's going to have these little boxes all the way down. Okay, these are check boxes. You can check them more than one time. What I mean by that is addition, this column, you can have, 2 boxes marked. You may not have any boxes marked in subtraction. You may have 1 in division or 1 in multiplication and 1 in division. Okay, so if we have the word difference, we have to ask ourselves, okay, in a problem, if it says the difference of 10 and 8, what's it asking us to do? So the word difference really means subtraction. So my example that I just said was, what's the difference between 10 and 8? The difference is 10 minus 8. Okay, so all you're being asked is, what does the word difference tell you to do? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. And it means to subtract. For the students that were in class yesterday, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, the 4 of you that were in class yesterday, I put the posters up on the whiteboard, and you guys, I had to turn out the lights. Do you guys remember me turning out the lights to take pictures of it, and I said I would post those with the lesson? This is me pausing because I'm waiting on everybody to be like, oh, yes, I remember, Miss Cootie. Me not thinking that I'm recording a video right now. So I've got those posters right here next to me. You will need to pull those up when I post them and look at all of the different words. So here's subtraction. Change, decreased by. That means you need to be subtracting. Lost, difference, which I have on here twice and didn't realize it, those mean subtraction. How much blank, that means subtraction. Less than means subtraction. Reduce, minus, we should know that one. You won't have this one, you'll have that in 7th grade. Down, how many remain, that would be subtraction. And you won't have to worry about withdrawal and debit. That's also a 7th grade level standard. So you won't have to worry about those. The same goes for addition, which I should have started with. So all together, because this is the addition poster, all together is addition, both, and, sum, total, in all. You won't see that one very much, not in 6th grade. Okay, increased by, if you're increasing something, it's growing. Okay, combined, so if you're putting things together. How much, you will not see that one. And I think I already said both. Okay, so those are addition words. I'm going to leave it to you to look at multiplication and division words. At least the posters anyways. And I am going to move on to, let's say I put down, let's see, what is one you're going to have? Sum. If I give you the word sum, And I say, okay, which one is it? You should tell me addition. Okay, if I ask you for product, and I say, okay, what does the word product tell us to do? Which operation? You should tell me multiplication. It's not very dark. Let me darken that a little. I'm trying to keep an eye on my computer screen and the camera as I do this. And the other most popular word to use is quotient. It starts with a Q. In my years of teaching, it seems like this is the one everybody confuses. Okay, so quotient means division. Here's how I kept it straight when I was in school. The division sign, it looks funny. I mean, this, 2 lines, 1 line, 2 lines. This one's like a line with dots. It's the weird one. How often do we see the letter Q in words? It doesn't come up very often. We see A's and I's a lot, and T's, but we don't see Q's very often. So I always kept it straight in my head as, okay, Q's are weird, and that division sign looks weird compared to the other signs. The other signs are nice and simple. This one, I just think it looks weird. So that's how I kept it straight. Okay, now we're going to move on to some actual problems. So I'm going to put examples down. Capitalize my E too. Examples. They're going to be word problems, but do not worry. They are not going to be paragraph form. It's just going to be a couple sentences. Okay, so the first one, let's use the name Bob. Bob had, let's pick 13. Typically in class, I tell you guys to give me a number, and I let you make up the example problems, but we're not here to do that. So Bob had 13, let's see, crayons. Okay, that's our first sentence. Bob had 13 crayons. Nothing wordy. It's just telling us how many crayons he had. The next sentence, I'm going to put, then he lost 3 crayons. Okay, so if I look at the first sentence, the only thing I get out of that sentence is he has 13 crayons. So I'm going to write down the number 13. Then I'm going to go and look at the second sentence. Then he lost. If you're losing something, you're not going to have it in your hands anymore. It's going to be completely gone. So if something's going to be gone or lost, we should be subtracting when we see that word. So we're going to do 13 minus the 3 crayons that he lost. And there is our numerical expression. I should have written next to examples up here, write a numerical expression for the, ooh, and now I should have left a space, given sentence. those would have been the directions. I'm sorry, I should have started with that. All right, let's do another example. Okay, let's say Philip. Philip had a board that was, say, 24 feet long. Okay, so in that sentence, all we know, Philip, he had a board, it was 24 feet long. Oops, I'm running out of room here. Okay, so Philip had a board, 24 feet long. The only number we were given was 24. So in your mind, you should be thinking, ooh, okay, well, that 24, that's going to be the one I'm going to use. Okay, that's your information from this sentence, 24. Okay, our next bit of data, he cut the boards, that's an A, into 6 feet, let me change that. He cut the board into 6, let's say right here, equal pieces. Okay, so 24 feet of board, and he cut the board into 6 equal pieces. So if you visualize in your head, okay, let's say that's a 24-foot board, and he's cutting it into 6 equal pieces. If you're cutting something up, you're separating them, which means you're dividing the boards up. So he's dividing them into 6 equal pieces. So if he's dividing them up, we need to be using the division operation. So 24, he divides them into 6 equal pieces. Okay, let's do one more example because this video is at 18 minutes and, well, I can understand that you guys are probably getting bored. Let's see. Looking for one here on your homework. Okay, let's do this one. Need a short name so I don't have to spell it over and over. Let's see, Tim. Tim has 42 cards. So Tim has 42 cards. 42 is the only bit of information we've been given. Okay, he shared them equally. There's that word again. He's sharing them equally. So that's the same thing as up here when he cut those boards into 6 equal pieces. So you should automatically be thinking, oh, this is probably going to be division, but let's keep reading. He shared them equally among himself and five friends. Then Tim found 3 more cards on the hallway floor. Okay, so 3 more. All right, let's read this completely from the beginning. Tim has 42 cards. He shared them equally. We know that already. Last example told us the word equal means division. Among himself and 5 friends. Then Tim found 3 more. The word more tells us to add. If you get more money, you're adding to your money. So we found 3 more cards on the hallway floor. Okay, so we're going to start off with 42. He shared them equally, so that's division. Now here's the part that's the trick. He shared them equally among himself and 5 friends. We are not dividing by 5. Because himself and 5 friends means there are 6. There is a problem extremely similar to this in your homework. Okay? Himself and 5 friends, he's dividing it up equally 6 ways. So we're going to divide by 6. Okay, the next sentence. Then Tim found 3 more cards. If you're getting more of something, you need to add 3 more cards. And there we have it. That's our answer. On my homework and my notes, I always make sure to box in or circle the answers. Okay. So this is the lesson right here. Now, I did not do a perfect job. I tried to do this last night on my Chromebook, and the camera here that I borrowed from Miss Patterson in 8th grade was not compatible with my Chromebook, so I had to wait and come in this morning to record this. I would typically re-record it and take out the, problems where I stopped, or like here where I had to go back up and I said here I should have put these directions in the first place. I would re-record and fix that part, but I don't have time this morning. Your next lesson will be more perfect, I guess you could say. It will never be exactly perfect, but it will be better than this one. Okay, guys, this is the first time. We're all learning. Be patient. If there's anything that you want to ask, send me an email. And if I start getting several of the same questions on an email, I might just post a video of me explaining it, because that would just be quicker, because eventually there's going to be other people that's confused on it as well. And I mean, guys, that is about it on your homework. You have 11 problems. They are multiple choice except for 2. I believe there's 2. Yeah, there's 2. 10 and 11. You type out your answer like this, except when you get to the division, you don't have that button. So you would do the slash for divide. It tells you that in the directions, but I thought I would just clarify a little bit for you. Other than that, we're good. If you get to a word and you can't figure out what operation it means, and it's not on one of my posters, Google it. You will find the answer. You will not find these because I made these up. So just keep that in mind, okay, guys? You need me, let me know, please. Okay, I miss you guys. I want you in class. And I guess I'll just see you next time through a video. Bye, guys.